Hey, excited to have Clinton from Another Lost Year back on the MARR Rock Show. Always a good time when Clinton's in the house, man. Welcome back to the show.
Hey, thanks for inviting me back to your humble abode.
It's always great talking to you, man. I love following you guys, and there's lots of big, cool news on your camp, so we'll get into that in a minute. But first of all, you're calling me from your hometown tonight, so tell everybody what's going on in Charlotte tonight.
Celebrating another Panthers victory, but we're doing our homecoming show tonight. We generally try and play, around Thanksgiving time because we're all at home. But got a big show going on. Alicia and Blind Joe, Seasons After, Everybody Panic. Some great bands on the bill tonight.
Oh, yeah, man. Give our regards to the Seasons After guys. We just had them on the show a couple weeks ago. So good fans. So it's going to be a nice night for everybody there in Charlotte. So, hey, the new single's out, getting some great momentum. So tell us about the reception Wolves has been getting.
Man, honestly, we couldn't have asked for anything better. We're kind of out doing it on our own again, and we just wanted to kind of put something out. We've been making people wait long enough, and we decided that Wolves was a great preview track for the record. So we released the lyric video. It's moving really well. The reception so far from testing at radio has been phenomenal, and we actually fully launched back Monday nationwide to radio again, man. So we're super excited about that.
What's the best thing your fans can do? Is it still the era where we call radio stations and request? I mean, is that still helpful to you guys?
Believe it or not, man, the power of people is amazing, man. And honestly, that's the absolute best thing that people could do. You know, going to Facebook's great, going to Twitter, social media is always fantastic, but still the old-fashioned picking up the phone and just calling and requesting it, man, is the absolute best way to do it.
So get out and do that. Take a minute, help the guys out, call in and request Wolves wherever you listen to music. So, hey, so tell me a little bit about that tune. Now my take on that tune, and I'm probably off on this, but I know your military background, and when I listened to Wolves and watched that lyric video, I took the Wolves as sort of soldiers.
Well, it's funny that you bring that up, man. There's a lot of military context on the new record. It wasn't so much intentionally. I really tried to, my songs in the past, man, I have a lot of fun telling the stories, but, in the world that we're in now and writing this record with everything that's been going on, just in the last 3 months, to say that it wasn't influenced by, a lot of the things that are happening in the world is totally off base, but that's one of the things that several people are picking up on is that it's real anthematic for today's military and things like that. But yes, it was intentional. It was not intentional, but that is definitely what it is.
Now, for folks that are catching back up with you, is Wolves going to be, and we know it's a single, is it going to be part of a full album or an EP that you guys have coming up, and what's the timeline for that?
We actually have a full-length album that's coming out. We're actually going to be releasing an EP at the same time as well. The Revolution Part 2 will be coming out digitally when you pre-order the new record for free. It'll come out free digitally. We'll still have physical copies for sale as well. If you'd like to get the artwork that'll complete the actual Revolution artwork that comes with it. But we're looking at, we've got several label offers, several new management offers, and we're just kind of we're doing well on our own right now, but if I had to predict, I'd say we'll start pre-selling really soon, probably within the next 2 to 3 weeks, and then the new full-length record, which the title it's been nailed down. We just aren't releasing it just yet, but I would probably say, end of January, 1st of February is when that new record will be coming out.
So we'll keep our eyes out for that for sure. Now, you've got a couple dates in December here, a couple limited dates. Now, for folks going to see you live now, do they get a preview of any of the other tunes, or is Wolves the only one you're doing live right now?
Man, we're dropping 1 or 2 in right now. It's just kind of seeing people's reaction to it, but for the most part, Wolves is basically all the extent of the new record. We're playing a lot of the stuff off the Revolution Part 2 EP, that is new music, but not necessarily on the new record. So we've got a lot of things that we're trying to keep a big surprise for when it comes out. Cause we put a lot of work into this record, man. It's taken me a year and a half to really finish it. We went in and recorded 22 songs in the cornfields of, Geneseo, Illinois, working 15, 16 hours a day. Rewriting, writing, and writing some more, lyrics melody lines, all the guitar parts, man. It's just been a whole new animal of writing a record for us.
So, folks that follow you on Facebook and know your history a little bit know we've seen some skydiving pictures not that long ago, and there may be a relationship between some skydiving and a video?
Yep, I actually started skydiving again. It's a sick hobby for sick people in the head, but I love it, man. I'm chasing my license right now, doing pretty well with that. Unfortunately, the season's over in the Midwest, so I gotta chase some down south dates. But yeah, we had this crazy idea to use one of the hangars at Skydive Greater in Kankakee, where we do the majority of our skydiving at. The folks there let us use their hangar. We brought some people out to shoot a music video, and I'm actually kind of waiting on that as we speak right now.
Now, somebody who's never done skydiving, I'm sure there is, but what's the difference between like a military jump and a recreational jump? Is it the height? Is it the speed? Are there differences?
There's all kinds of differences. Number one,
other than the fact that people might be shooting at you, yeah.
Yeah. The civilian jumps, man, you don't have to do at 3:00 in the morning, so that's good. You don't have to sit at green ramp for 12 hours, so that's a positive as well. But yeah, I was in the 82nd Airborne Division, so I was jumping T-10 deltas, which are just fast rate of descent, static line deployment. My first jump was at 2,200 feet, and then they get progressively lower from that. The average jump for a paratrooper is from 800 to 1,200 feet in altitude, which is not very high. I mean, it's high enough to kill you. Don't get me wrong. You come out of that plane at 800 feet, you're going to die. But then my civilian jumps are we average exiting the plane at about 12,000 feet. So you get about 40 to 45 seconds of free fall from the time you exit the aircraft until your lower deployment altitude. Whereas in civilian or military jumping, it's all static line, and like I said, it's about 1,000 feet when you come out.
Wow, that's insane, man. So we always appreciate hearing from you, and definitely appreciate your service to our country. Hey, so are you home throughout the holidays, or are you guys still on the road? Because you guys are kind of road warriors, man.
Yeah, with in doing the record this year, we kind of got out of sync of touring. Like, we were doing a lot of, I'm air quoting for the people that can't see me, weekend warrior type stuff. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday shows, but we were doing them in the Midwest while we were based out of Tennessee, or recording through the week. So it's been a task over the last couple of months, and juggling touring and recording all at the same time. But it kind of allowed us a new aspect to it, whereas before we would record everything up front, and then the last week or 2 weeks you're just cramming to get all the vocals in, and that's no good on your voice at all. Plus, it doesn't give you time to really kind of work out the kinks in it before it goes to print. But so we've been doing a lot of recording, but we are looking to go back out and just continue touring as much as possible. I flew in yesterday, or wait, what is today? Saturday. I flew in Thanksgiving Day, actually back into Charlotte, and then I think we leave again Tuesday. So not home a lot. Going to go out and do some shows with Saint Sonia and Pop Evil in December, and then for the first time ever, we're actually going to take off from like December 20th until like the 2nd of January, 3rd of January, just be off for Christmas and New Year's, so everybody can kind of regroup, because when the record pops, we just, we're fingers crossed and everything works out, man. Like, we're going to be so busy that this will be the only time we can be home for a while,
Yeah, you guys can't be home too often. So I was looking back at your summer, and you played so many of the big festivals. Do you actually enjoy those festivals, or is it tough? Like, do you dislike, because you only get, normally 30 minutes at those festivals. Do you enjoy the festival scene, or do you prefer like a show like tonight?
Well, anytime we get to play in Charlotte's fun, but it's a different kind of playing when you're at home. It's more like a validation is the wrong word, but that's what it feels like. It feels more like a validation, because you come home and you have, such a great support network, and the people that take care of you when you're at home and things like that. You want to show everybody what you do throughout the country in hopes that it correlates when you're at home, so that people see, the excitement that people have for you, while you're out there. But, I think, the last festival we saw each other at was at, Rockfest in Cadott.
That's probably right, yeah.
I think that's right, man. And honestly, being a part of a festival like that, Rockfest, which is a huge destination festival, and the lineup was, top notch, to say the least. That was a really good time, despite the rain and everything's so fast paced at festivals. But it's a time when you get a bunch of bands together that don't normally get together on a regular basis and get to kind of hang out. Whereas club shows and things like that, you get there and you're there for 10 to 12 hours, for the day, and you're kind of stationary in one spot, and it's just you and whoever's there. So they have their benefits and pros and cons, I guess, so to speak. But the one downfall to festivals is the ridiculous load-in times that always happens at like 8:30 in the morning, which is the worst.
Yeah, at 8:30 in the morning, and then you get 25 minutes by later in the day, right?
Yeah, we did Rural Rock Fest in August, which is in Frankfort, Wisconsin, and we played in Joliet the night before. We literally finished loading the trailer at 3 a.m., and I looked at the dudes, and I was like, we have a 5-hour drive, and we have to play again at 11 a.m. So less than like 9 hours away with 5 hours of driving that we still had to do to get to Little Rock Fest, man. So it gets a little old after a while, but it's still, I wouldn't trade it for anything, man.
Hey, one more thing before I let you go. I want to take you back to an older song, but it's still one of my very favorite songs, and I don't know if I've ever asked you about it. That's the song Better Days. It's like a song of hope, but it's kind of sad at the same time. Can you talk about that tune a little bit?
Now, a lot of my songs are all about hope, but sad at the same time, because I think you got to go through a lot of that stuff to see the hope, man. And I've been that way in the dark, where you couldn't find a light and you couldn't see a light, and then there'd be somebody who'd come along and say something, and you just kind of not snap out of it, but snap out of it. You're like, oh God, man, this isn't the end of the world. And that's exactly what Better Days is about. It's not necessarily taken from the point of view of a relationship as a romantic, but a relationship in that you have with yourself or work or whatever, man. Because there's one line in there. It's I can't believe that you'd want to stay. Even after all the things that have happened, man. I think a lot of people they find these little markers and these little hand grips to kind of hold on to keep people in the fight, and that's exactly what Better Days is, and that's why we titled the record for Better Days, because in that record I was hoping that we were going to find some solstice and peace and hope and better days and what was to come, and honestly it couldn't have been better for us, a better anthem for the record. So I'm super happy with how it turned out, and I hope a lot of people find better days and some positivity in a lot of the stuff that we write about. But with the new record, man, there's definitely a lot of new situations and things like that people are going to relate to more so. As with every one of my songs, I've gotten deeper and deeper into myself and really exposed a lot more about what goes on in my personal life. So I think people are really going to get a new glimpse as to who I am as a person on this record.
We look forward to hearing the final product. Clinton, always a good friend with Mid-Atlantic Rock Music and Marmy Rock Show. Man, have a great show in your hometown tonight, and enjoy that little break you got coming up. Sounds like it's a short one, but well deserved for you guys.
Will do, man. I can't wait to link up with you guys again, man. I hope all is well, and hopefully, fingers crossed, man. We'll get one of those backup slots on Shiprock coming up in a few weeks.
Oh man, our fingers would definitely cross. That would be amazing. I would love nothing better than to see you guys on board that ship. So, Clint, another love here, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say Wolves is if Wolves does its job, man, everybody's watching now, man. So hopefully it'll ignite the fires, and we'll be cruising on a ship out in the middle of the ocean together pretty soon.
Let's hope so, man. Clinton, man, thanks a lot for being here again.
Thank you. Thanks again for taking the time and helping spread new music to the world, man. I appreciate it.